Hello there, everybody. My name might possibly be Bwarch, and hey, we're gonna check out the Freedom Planet 2 demo, because my internet is not working tonight, as well as I would hope. And that sucks, so I can't really stream. But I did want to work on something, and I've actually wanted to check out this demo for a while and make a video about it. I'm surprised that I didn't make a video about it before. Maybe I tried to and then something went wrong, but anyway, Freedom Planet 2 is a game that's in development. I played the first one. The first one was amazing. It was awesome. I'm looking forward to the second one incredibly, considering just how much that they've actually done with it, especially based on this demo. If you want to watch the Let's Play for the first one on my channel, you can go ahead and do that. I actually somewhat don't recommend that because that was kind of awful looking back. I wish I could redo it, but there's no way that's happening at this point. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So, this demo has actually been out for a while, but only recently I actually got an update. I actually don't know what they did differently with the updated demo. I find it funny that they're updating the demo, by the way. But I suppose it is still cool to see what's going on. And still cool to see what all is up with the upcoming game. And believe me, there's a lot going on. Anyway, so we've got rebindable controls. 4 different controls for all your buttons on your normal controller. All the face buttons as it stands. Funnily enough, they've got a frame rate lock. Usually you only see that with uncapped games. Like, as far as I know, this is just going to be a 60 FPS platformer, as, you know, as normal. Like maybe in the final game, they might switch this to being like a 30 FPS lock for some reason. That would be awful, actually, but it's just weird to see here. Anyway, enough about the options screen. Let's go ahead and go into the game. So in Freedom Planet 2, we're going to get to play as 5 characters, at least right off the bat. I guess I think so, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4. How did I miscount? Who was I not counting? Okay, so yeah, we got 3 characters. Our returning characters, of course, Lilac, Carol, and Mila. And a new one, Mira. Mira is going to be in this one. Oh my god, she was a boss in the first one. Let's go ahead and play as her first, why not? Because she actually might turn out to be my favorite character in the new game. So we've actually got difficulty settings this time. Well, no, we had difficulty settings before. And you can see that you get different items based on that. Well, different like passives, I suppose. So in normal, you'll just get a whole bunch of gems. Easy, you'll get auto guarding and your max life will increase. With hard, you get no stocks and double damage done to you. Ooh, scary, scary stuff. And you can do a custom mode for yourself as well. Interesting. I have a feeling that people are going to not mess around with this that much. They're just going to jump into the game with the normal settings. At least for the normal people that will play the game. Super fans obviously are going to have a lot of fun with that. I'm just going to use normal. Because I am in fact just your normal casual viewer. Anyway, getting into the gameplay here. So Freedom Planet is a platformer. It is very inspired by Sonic, but it is better in some ways. Like, the thing that I always like to point out is that, like, Sonic has had, like, the same kind of combat going on for years, and Freedom Planet decided to have a little bit more of an emphasis on melee combat instead of just saying, oh, you jump on enemies. Well, no, you don't just jump on enemies in Freedom Planet. You do a lot of things. So I'm actually messing around with her attacks here. So this is the light attack. You can do that as long as you want. You can actually have, like, an infinite shot here. Normal up and down attacks. I almost feel like I'm playing a Smash game. It's kind of funny. Or Smash-like. Heavy attack up. You'll see that she's got a... Fuck, what is it called? Anyway, we've got a bar that's attached to that. Forget what the actual name for it is. It's like a Dark Souls thing, too. Just the idea of attaching the rate at which you can do abilities to a bar that increases just over time. Once it depletes. So yeah, with Mira we get a whole bunch of like stuff going on with her using her staff to do a bunch of things. Ow. Fuck you. It's also appreciable that the enemies in Freedom Planet are a whole lot different from Sonic enemies as well. They have a lot more going on, especially nowadays. Like, I'm not gonna get too into it, but Sonic enemies have been very, very disappointing lately in just how non-combative they've actually gotten, especially in the 3D games. It's actually piss poor in some cases. So let me go ahead and freeze one of these guys. There we go. So that's how the freeze works. And of course, for Freedom Planet, you can actually go at your own pace. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. They're probably going to have more achievements bound up in how fast you actually take it. In fact, the first game had a lot of achievements, just about one for every single level for speedrunning the game. And in fact, an overall achievement for completing the first game in under 90 minutes, which I actually did achieve, by the way, with like 3 milliseconds to spare. That was fun. Nobody will ever be able to appreciate just how insane that was, because I've only got a screenshot that I saved from it and it was never recorded. But yeah, I love like just how like heavy-handed like Nira's abilities are. Like, she's like the Knuckles of Freedom Planet, it's kind of feeling like, with just how aggressive her attacks are. Damn it. I was hoping to do one of these, there we go, before he actually hit-stunned me. The only thing that I am slightly worried about, based off of what we're seeing in the demo here, is that the level is somewhat boring, but at the same time, this is Dragon Valley. It's probably going to be the first level in the actual game. But it just feels like not as unique as the first game's levels so far with just this. It's a demo, it's probably like considered like beta to the developers, and obviously we're gonna get like levels later on that are gonna be more thematically interesting. The first from Freedom Planet had a ton of levels that were really, really cool. Especially their Chinatown kind of level that they had that was very memorable. And very unique, honestly. So I'm looking forward to like more of that. For the most part, we just have this Cherry Blossom kind of level for our starting level. Our Green Hill Zone, you could say. It's funny, I saw an article that was posted to, well, just a post that was on Reddit. I forget exactly what it was linking to, but it was saying that Freedom Planet 2 is coming for Sonic's Crown in 2017. This is going to be a better game than Sonic Mania, in my opinion. I don't know, like, it depends on what you value more. If you value, like, speed and just, in general, like, the flow of a game, then Sonic Mania you might view as the better game. But if you actually care about the complexity of the combat and not getting bored with doing the same thing over and over again, then Freedom Planet is the better game. But that's totally, like, a taste thing, I suppose, at this point. Freedom Planet and Sonic are going to be able to coexist, I think, because of that difference and because of the combat difference that comes from their different combat styles. And it's going to be very, very hilarious when people are like, oh, it's a Sonic clone, because it's really, really not, especially with all of what they've done with the combat system in this game. In the original game, you mostly just hit like 2 buttons, like one after another, a heavy attack and a light attack. Whereas in this one, we're getting a little bit more complexity, especially with different characters being able to do different things. I'm gonna fight the boss in just a second here, and then we're gonna switch over to another character. I'll probably show off Mila, because Mila in the first game was actually somewhat boring. She is anything but boring in this game. They have done an excellent job with what they've done with Mila and her moveset in this game. Ow! The moves! Avoid all of that nonsense. Very nicely done for the hitboxes. And this boss fight is actually nice and readable. Wouldn't expect anything else from Freedom Planet. I very, very highly enjoyed Freedom Planet's original boss fights. Come on, just a little bit more. A little bit more. Fuck! He was on his last hit! Oh, revive? Revive? I could have revived myself? It's kind of hard because they do the thing where they have like their buttons labeled like numerically, because obviously you can rebind the buttons, so that's to make it easy as far as, oh hey, guide? Oh. Well, that's handy. Oh, hello. So we can guard against attacks. A split-second shield will appear that protects you from damage. Let's go ahead and just try this stuff as I'm going along here, because I think there might be a move or two that I'm not doing. Obviously, I wasn't doing the guard a lot, because I just never guard in video games. That's just kind of me. It is extremely hard to get yourself into the habit of guarding, especially in a game that's as fast-paced as this one is, instead of just dodging normally. Revivals. If you rapidly press buttons while knocked out, you can spend a stock to revive yourself without having to restart to an earlier point in the stage. Be careful though, another hit will knock you out again unless you collect life petals. So it gives you like a second win kind of thing. But you still do lose a stock, you just don't get put back to where you were. So that would have actually been pretty damn handy for that fight in general, considering I only had one more hit to go. But you don't want to do it if you're on a boss fight, and that boss fight has a lot more health remaining. Double jump, of course, very nice. Cryo staff. Depending on what direction is held, try them all. Sniper drive, while holding in direction buttons, press and hold 3 to shoot icicles from your staff. We got that. You can jump on the ice block to reach higher places, or smash with an attack for a one-hit KO. Got that one. Spike trap. Oh yeah, I forgot about spike trap. Let's quickly show that one off. And those will actually remain around for a little while. So that'll be pretty nice to actually do during a boss fight, so that they can run into these. Oh, and hey, I get a little bit of a jump off of them as well. Anyway, I'm gonna stop teasing you guys and actually go to a different character now. Didn't beat the boss, probably beat the boss with the next character, whoever I choose. So Carol was actually my favorite character in the first game. Loved her the bits. I actually didn't like playing as the other two characters. But in this one, I'm just gonna show you real quick because I'm only gonna play like a couple seconds of her because I actually don't like her in this one. So she has her normal claw attack, and they've actually made it a lot faster. Ooh, a little bit of a kick there as well. I think that just comes from like comboing. And also like pressing down every now and then. Depends on what you do. Alright. And that's actually just gonna be fine. Like, even though she doesn't have her power attack anymore that she had in the first game, where she just did like a spin kick that was completely overpowered, they've made her light attack like so fast that it's basically the same thing. But what I don't like is this thing. They gave her a disc. That's the thing that slowly goes up and down now. But I just don't like the idea behind like having like this being your double jump. She does still have her wall climbing ability, by the way, for anybody wondering. Which was nobody, but but you can in fact still climb on walls. So that's still a very unique thing with her. Yeah, you're mostly just gonna want to use the disc for getting around places, acting as a double jump. It does attack, you can still attack enemies with it, it's just not great, and obviously it's just gonna be better to use your light attack with everything. I don't know. Considering like the other movesets that are in the game, I think that they made Carol's a little bit boring compared to everybody else. Which is sad for me because she's not going to be my first playthrough with Freedom Planet 2. Highly recommend looking up the cinematic trailer for Freedom Planet 2, by the way. They did an amazing job with the cinematic that they have revealed so far. Like 100% more beautiful than anything that was in the first game. Like, I can't even believe that an indie team actually made it. It looks like movie quality. Anyway, let's go back to the character selection. Go ahead and grab Mila, honestly, because I'm really, really excited to play Mila. in Freedom Planet 2 for the actual game once it comes out. Not that this isn't fun. Alright, so for Mila, got a few energy attacks. They're very close. Gonna be very hard to hit people with those, probably. The thing with Mila this time is these cubes. This little guy. So you're gonna be spawning these cubes constantly. You need to hit a button, and then the next button that you hit will determine what it actually does. For example, we got a little bit of a machine gun kind of thing going on there with that. And it'll slowly deplete as we do that attack. Or you can get rid of it instantly by doing one of these. And you do still have like the little speed boost that you could do that was very, very beloved by speedrunners for the first game. Although not quite as much. She doesn't really break the physics all that much. She's still probably going to be like the fastest way to do the game. Just because of this ability. Once you get to knowing like where exactly you want to use it and how the physics of it work. Oh god. She still does have her Tails flight ability, where she flies very, very cutely, pawing at the air. You can get a little bit more air, even still with your cube, as long as you've got it out. I didn't even show off that Carol still has her bike, but Carol still has her bike from the first game. And you can even throw it with her new ability, although that completely gets rid of it, so you don't really want to do that, in my opinion. Let me see, is there anything else? Looks like she's about to go into a digging animation. But that might not be enabled for the demo somehow, or I might be doing it wrong. Let me see, let's go ahead and check the guide for this. Crouch, climb ladders, of course. Guard against attacks. A split-second shield will appear that protects you from damage. So not only does it spawn the cube, but it's also a guard attack in and of itself. It looks like they're placing a heavier emphasis on guarding for this game. Though I think that was in the original too. I just didn't do it in the original because of reasons that we've already stated. Oh, so it's not just Nier that has the revival ability. Everybody has that revival ability. I'm taking it if Mila has it as well. It's also really, really good that they do, in fact, have this tutorial, by the way, because it was really hard to understand how to use Mila in the original Freedom Planet, because you did not have, like, a tutorial screen like this. So props to the developers for actually stating out all of the move lists. Because Freedom Planet is a game that just does not... The original one did not have a tutorial. It'll be interesting to see what the second one does. But it just throws you into the game, Sonic-like, and just expects you to know how all the moves work just by testing out the controls. What you can learn from most of them is that Mila required some extra button presses that somewhat don't make sense to do, like, on your own in the first one. I mean, like, even with this one, hopefully people will be able to figure out that they have to use the cubes as her main attack form, and they've got to be spawning them constantly if they want to be doing anything cool attack-wise. Well, fuck you too, Life Plant. For my part, I just mostly like just speed boosting with it all the time. Obviously, the weird thing with Freedom Planet's design is that you're never really stopped by enemies. You never really have to fight anybody. It's only really with like mini-bosses that you're stopped. Which is somewhat odd design-wise. Sometimes I wish that Freedom Planet would just have like kill rooms, basically, where you have to stop and fight some enemies. They did that very, very rarely in the original, and near the end of the game you find yourself just avoiding enemies because they become like so powerful. Well, not so powerful, but the fact that they have like so many hits to actually beat them. Props to the developers on the sprite work. Sprites are actually, you might have noticed this entire time, that sprites have a different look to them than in the first game. Everybody's designs have been given a coat of polish. They look very, very different. They actually look more lanky. Like, the difference between Freedom Planet and Freedom Planet 2 is actually looking very, very much like the difference between classic Sonic and modern Sonic. And I actually really, really love the new designs. Some people will disagree with that. but I think that their new outfits and whatnot stand out, like, incredibly well. And the characters just look damn good. Like, this is one of my most anticipated games right now. Nothing else am I looking forward to. The demo is free to download. This is not like a special, like, reviewers only thing. Obviously, since I have it, nobody cares about what I have to say. But, it's available to download on Freedom Planet 2's website as well as on Steam. I've had issues getting it on Steam sometimes, so if you can't get it on Steam, then just go to the website itself and download the executable, and you'll just have to go ahead and trust me and everybody else whenever you download an executable. The Freedom Planet 2 developers will not give you a virus, let me tell you that much. You paranoid people, you. You get a little bit of spectacle every now and then, much like Sonic in Freedom Planet 2. Alright, let's go ahead and see how much better I am with Mila than I am with Mira in this boss fight. Probably gonna still almost kill myself just because I'm a berserker who likes to get up and close and personal. And obviously we're still not guarding. I could try and start guarding. Like, you mostly will find yourself doing it accidentally, I think. So you can make use of those close range attacks with the bosses since they usually stand in place a lot more easily than minions do. Getting that down to my last 2 hit points just like I did with Mira and Carol. But I actually lost this time because Mila has an awesome moveset this time. And her heavy attack is really, really good. As far as I know, the developers haven't said anything about the cutscenes for this game. They haven't said how long they'll be, because that was a cool thing and sort of a criticism for the original Freedom Planet was that cutscenes went on for a long time, and they were voice acted, and some people didn't like the voice acting, and some people didn't like how long the cutscenes went on. By the way, I love Lilac's new look. She's got this white kimono look going on this time now. And it looks pretty damn good. Her moveset, I didn't really play like Lilac in the original. I didn't like her design or her moveset at all. In this one, I might be able to deal with her. I also hate that. Like, Lilac's the only one that bugs me with like her in-level voice acting, I suppose you could call it. Like, in cutscenes, she didn't bother me, but during playing the game, just hearing like Cyclone over and over again was not really my idea of a good time. Let me see, so what do we have that's new? That's not new. It's kind of interesting because the other characters I can almost instantly see like what's new with them. I actually don't really know what's new with Lilac. Revivals, Hair Whip, Dragon Cyclone. While running on the ground, hold and press 1 to use a grounded Cyclone. Really? Cyclone! So that's basically the same thing. Just grounded instead. Rising Slash. This move can be used in the air as a second jump. Dive Kick. Dive Kick? In this video game? Get back to your own video game dive kick. Anyway, dumb jokes aside. Boost diagonally. This will allow Lilac to rebound off of walls. Boost Breaker. While using the Dragon Boost, press 2 a second time to use Boost Breaker. Lilac will cancel her boost and leap behind an explosion that damages enemies. Okay, that seems new. So that's what that is. That could be cool, I guess? I don't know, I think I'm actually just about as disappointed with Lilac and her moveset as I was in the first one. The other characters just seem more fun, to me personally. Obviously, your mileage may vary, and Lilac actually might be one of your favorite characters. She's just not one of mine, so I won't be playing her for too long here, but we might as well go ahead and try and show off her entire moveset. No, I want to go back up. Thank you. Oh my god. Ah! There we go. Fine enough. At least let me try the dive kick. No, not that. Oh yeah, you use just the normal light attack in order to do the dive kick. This doesn't have that much of a fun game feel to it. They really gotta give Lilac something exciting to do, in my opinion. Like, the in-air spin dash is cool, but we also had it in the original game. The other characters are very changed in just how effective their moves are. And Nira is extremely exciting for being a new character with a completely new moveset. I don't know, maybe I'm alone on this one. Because most people seem to like Lilac just fine. Obviously, she is the main character of the game. The main advertiser, as you will. But, like I said, not one of my favorites. But yeah, everybody, that has been a little bit of a playthrough of the demo for Freedom Planet 2. Go ahead and give it a download yourself if you're interested, and look forward to the second game coming out sometime. You know what? When is there a release date announced for that? I think that right now they're only giving a vague release date of 2018. Sometime in 2018 is when Freedom Planet 2 is going to come out. Let me just look this up on my phone. Freedom Planet 2 release date. Sample version was released on January 31st, 2017. That is not helpful. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that sometime in 2018 is where it's at, so expect to see that maybe in like fall or winter, probably, for late 2018. I would imagine so if they don't have a release date set just yet. And as with anything else, it could always get delayed. But Freedom Planet 2 is looking awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I hope everybody else is looking forward to it. This game deserves all the credit that it gets and more for being an extremely fun platformer that decided to change up the Sonic formula and give a little bit of spice to it. And that spice has really made the meal extremely delicious, in my opinion. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.